Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Phone's on. Alright, that was really awesome, man. I don't care what people say. What? Alright, sorry, I'm staring and looking at stupid shit. I started a video. I want to shoot one more video before I fucking, go to sleep for a little while, because I'm pretty fucking beat. I drove around a little bit this morning to figure out something, trying to buy something. Man. Things are getting pretty hairy, man, but, I figured this would be a helpful thing, you know, maybe if I keep doing this and I just can't stay persistent and keep doing it, eventually somebody will be like, hey, one of those videos were funny, let's check out the rest of the stuff, and maybe somebody will check out my shit. Whatever. Anything's means to an end, you know, anything I can do in entertainment, you know, be means to an end. Like I said, I'm not getting on my knees, I'm not doing stuff that's going to compromise my values or my morals or anything like that, but, you know, I'm down to play a character, you know what I mean? Everybody's got to play, you know, just if it's a good moral story, you know, I'll play a bad guy, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Time to take it over as leader, awkward. Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Again, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It was funny, they came up with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers name because they wanted the same amount of syllables. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Interesting, huh? So yeah. So I was gonna tell this one next note, like I said, the Gay Mark Subway story. Well, when I was a teenager, very young, confused, not right altogether teenager, go around partying at my friend's house and stuff, and around Bethany Beach area. I'm just riding around being stupid with one friend. Our other friend was working at Subway in Bethany, and we'd go out there and we'd get free subs time to time, or, you know, or if Mark the owner was there, you know, if he liked you, you know, oh, I'll give you a free sub, blah blah blah, and you're like, hey, it's okay, I'm the owner, and da da da, and then you start fighting. He's like, oh, dude, Mark has parties at his house all the time. And he's rich, he's got booze, and da da da, he doesn't care, da da. It's like, if you notice, he hires all young boys. That's all he hires. And he invites all these young boys over to his house all the time. And he's got a nice little beach house. It's just one of his houses because he has like 6 Subways. His parents own a carnival. Like, it's just, like they originally owned like a carnival of some sort, and whatever. But, so you go to his house and he's got all kinds of booze. He doesn't drink. He's got all kinds of movies. He doesn't know what any of these movies are. He just gets all these programs where you got like so many free movies a weekend or whatever, you know what I mean? It was like, you would just get all the newest, coolest, funniest stuff that young boys would like to watch. And, of course he was interested in me, and like one of the friends were like, well, you know, Matt's kind of confused, you know, maybe he might be gay, da da da. And my friends were trying to convince me one night when we were out there, and I planned on seeing this girl that I ended up being with for like 2 years. I was like, oh no, man. He's like, they're like, dude, you're gay. You know, and they're like, oh, man, you're gay, man. You just think, man, you'll never have to work again a day in your life, man. You just, you know, blah blah. You know, looking back, it's like, yeah, I could have, but yeah, what happens when he gets tired of me and I get older or whatever? But or I don't want to be in this situation anymore. You know what I mean? It just no. Let me go stand on my own. But in the moment though, it's all sounded good, and I'm drunk and stupid, this and that and everything. So I go sit with him on the couch after, you know, I would bullshit with them for a minute. Went inside, hung out with Mark, sat on the couch, and we started talking and stuff, whatever. And then I remember kissing him at one point, and that was it. And then darkness. I wake, next thing I know, I'm in this nice, comfy, fluffy, pillowy bed that, like, is just way too comfortable, you know, you just, I was like, face down, just like, this, you know, it's just like, it felt so good, it was like, oh, that's what shocked me into like, oh, this feels too good for me to be sleeping in. You know what I mean? And I woke up. I'm looking around. I'm in my underwear and stuff, and there he is. I see him in bed, and he's just like, "Hey, how are you?" Trying to be like sweet talk. I was like, "Oh man," and like he's like, "Don't worry, nothing happened. I wouldn't do anything like that to you," you know, blah blah. And I was just like, well, he's like, he spent the whole night cleaning his carpet because I threw up all over his carpet, and he was doing my laundry and stuff. That's why, because I threw it up all over my clothes. So that's why I didn't have my clothes on. So I was like, ha. We talked, and I was like, all right, goodbye, and like, I just felt like so weirded out by the whole thing, and I wasn't quite sure what I was really thinking or feeling, and I just drove out to the girl and ended up being with her for like 2 years. But then it was like sometime after that, because it was like, I think it was like after it was like after like my big first wrestling stint, I think it was, and it might have even been after I had the school. I'm not even sure if it was before or after. It had to been before. Wait a minute, it had all been before. Maybe it was like after I quit that with MCW and before I started the school. Maybe it was like a college party. I don't know. Maybe I was still wrestling. Man, I get things so mixed up. I just remember like moments in time though. Fucking me and my cousin and this guitar player guy, friend of ours, were riding to this college party. We none of us went to college, but we get invited to college parties, and we were friends with one of the guys there. And I told him when I was riding out there that night, I was like, I'm fucking something tonight. And they're like, okay. And I had my face painted up like Crimson Ghost style, like Michael Graves used to do in the '90s. And I hit on every girl there, and they were kind of stupid too, but like they were like kind of like uptight and like this and that and weird and blah blah. And like they're kind of dumb too. I'm like, how these college kids like not fucking know that they had a lobster, and they're like, oh, we're gonna cook a lobster, and then they're like, it was live and everything, and then they're like, they started putting water, and they're like, oh no, it died, it's dead. You can't eat it now that it's dead. I'm like, are you stupid? You killed it, so you know how it died. Like, are you not? Wow, like it was pretty wild. But I remember the cops came at one point, and I hid underneath the bed because that's how I remember I was underage still because I was like, oh my god, the cops came, and I had to make sure I was fucking hidden. And then they left. Like I said, I hit on all the girls that were there. And this one dude comes in, and he's wearing like a pimp outfit, and he's got angel wings, a little halo, and a fucking wand and shit or whatever. And he's just like all like calm and like quiet and serious, and you know he's like hey, you know, because he was kind of like an introvert kind of guy, I guess, you know, like total flavor, I guess, total flavor. And then he says he's the fairy godfather, and I was like, oh, that's genius. And there's some really awesome beer there too. It was like this like vampire beer. It was like almost like wine, but it was beer. It's really good. He was just funny. I didn't really even talk to that guy, but then this other guy shows up who was just like friends of some of the other guys or whatever, and girls or whatever. I don't know why I just did that. It's because I put my hand up. But this guy Dave shows up, and this fucking thing. And he's just like, hey, you know, saying, hey, he just got off of work, so he wasn't dressed up over Halloween or nothing like that, and I just got a cool vibe off of him, like, okay, he's probably cool, he might be all right, whatever. And he walked outside, and I ran outside behind him. I was like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, yeah, sure. I didn't think I was getting late tonight. Sure. I was like, all right, hold on. Let me go tell my cousin. And I was like, I went and told them. I was like, look, leave with that guy. My cousin was like, okay. You know what I mean? And jumped in this car and left and went to his place. He had like a bar at his place. He had a roommate and stuff. I didn't see the roommate. But went to his room. He had like Dragon Ball Z posters and shit. And I was like, okay, cool. And we talked about like how guys like, you know, obviously we like guys because we like guy stuff or blah. And I told him how I thought like my mom didn't understand how I thought another way and she wanted to be in denial. But I was like, I was in denial. I was like, dude, I'm normal. I was just confused thinking I was these weird things. It was so messed up, so stupid. But what do you want to do first? Let's take a shower, and took a shower, and then like immediately in the shower, I was like, oh my god, you're really big, and I'm like, I'm used to an Oral B fucking toothbrush, you know, because there was a time like I used to jerk off when I was jerking off, I couldn't come without fucking sticking something in my ass, and I used the toothbrush. I used my Oral B anally, you know, kind of thing, and I don't know, and it was just we went to bed, you know, and it just I was too drunk and tired to really do anything, and ended up going to sleep, and then we did some stuff the next morning, and yeah, I couldn't, it wouldn't fit in me, no, 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 and then but he enjoyed it, and it was weird, and I don't know, he said go for it, and I told my friends about that and shit, and like, it's like warming it up and then going in for it and all that shit. And then fucking yeah, I said he just gobbled it up. It was so fucking funny. I was like, he gobbled it up. It was crazy. He just like ate it all up. It was fucking gobbled it all up. I never fucking seen anything like it. And my friends are like, oh, that's so gross and so nasty. I was telling my friends, it's just to trip them out. Like, yeah, we're blah blah blah. You know, they're like, oh, so gross. We do fucking weird out. You know, it was just fun just to fucking freak my friends out a little bit. And then and then we go inside to play this hockey game. It was some Wayne Gretzky hockey game or something. I can't remember exactly which one it was at the time. And we're playing and dooting around and shooting the puck, and he's taking it and stealing it, and he's like, and the announcer goes, and he gobbles it up, and he gobbles it up, and like fucking. Everybody just lost their mind, like, get the fuck out of here. He did not just fucking say that after Matt just told that fucked up fucking story. Only 11 minutes in. Yeah, like John and Drew, that's interesting. Like, they were the ones that I was hanging out with that were like, you know, that one, John was the one that worked at the Bethany Subway, and Andrew was the other one that instigated a lot of the stuff. And like I was really good friends with both of them. We tried to play music together. They cheated on my first girlfriend with me. We'll tell that story sometime too. Like they just I don't think they ever really cared, but I always did anything for them. Like at the drop of a hat, they could call me at any time. And I was one day I was supposed to get up with this girl and drive all the way out to Baltimore and hang out with her. And I ended up having to leave and go extra early in the morning because John called me in like the middle of the night, first thing in the morning, like 2 or 3 in the morning. And I had to go pick him up because he got himself in a DUI and da 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 da. And all this dumb shit, you know. And but I always maintained pretty good friends with them all. And like we always had this like weird, like not weird, but we had like more animosity towards Andrew all the time because we're like, yo, he was dirty, you know, he fucking tried to take our girlfriends all the time and this and that, da da da. He was just a fucking jerk. He didn't care about anyone but himself, blah blah blah. And I was talking to John one time, and he was telling me about how like Andrew really like stabbed him in the back or betrayed him or upset him and did something wronged him whatever bad way or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's just how he is, isn't it? Blah blah. And I was drunk and drinking at the time too and everything. And I went and Facebook messaged Andrew, and I was like, oh yeah, by the way, fuck you. You know what I mean? And then of course he blocked me. So I don't even know. He might actually have more sense than the rest of my fucking friends now because John's done fucking lost his mind too. But it might have been around the same time I was talking to him. It might have been the same conversation or whatever. But he was telling me about my ex at the time, the same ex that I was talking about that they cheated on me with. But we'll get into that when I tell you the story about my virginity and the girl and all that and everything. The Candace story. That's for another time. But needless to say, that was a while back, and then so Andrew cut me off then, and then all this other stuff happens with Trump coming in and out of office and Obama, and like I changed. Like I don't understand. And I found out my friends were like placating me and like what's the other word? Pandering to me and shit. You know what I mean? They were fucking pandering to me and shit. Like pretending like they were on the same page as me and understood the same shit as me the same way and everything. And fuck are you doing, thing? Is this gonna fucking work? Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Oh my god, this fucking thing's being stupid. Alright, come on. Alright. Now what the fuck was I saying? Now I'm gonna run out of fucking time. So I can't remember what the fuck I was fucking just saying. This thing must be goddamn stupid. I gotta turn this on and listen to remember what the fuck I was goddamn talking about. Now I'm gonna run out of fucking time. You know, Trump coming in and out of office and Obama, like I changed. Like I don't understand. And I found out my friends were like placating me.
Yeah,
and,
John, and then placate me and shit.
Yeah, and they all were from my cousin, and like from and not just like political beliefs, like even being a Christian and everything. Like I would say Christian things and whatnot, and like things that I like thought like they comprehended and would agree with no fucking problem. But like they're all of a sudden they're like they don't fucking understand. I don't know. They were just fucking placating me, and then all of a sudden they're starting to tell me the real things online here and there about how they really think and feel. I'm like, dude, are you serious? And like all of a sudden they think I'm the bad guy and shit. And like John ended up cutting me off completely because I wouldn't side with Ukraine or Russia. I just kept picking America. And then I explained to him, like, if you do the situation, you'd probably, if you see the line of logic, you'd be like, well, that makes sense to me too. He's close to his younger brother. They obviously like still hung out and bullshit and everything like that. And he was like a big online guy and had like a friend in China and whatnot. But the last time I talked to Billy, before he passed away, John's younger brother, we were talking about like fucking Alex Jones and shit, and he was like on the same page as me, and I was like, okay, cool. You know, I wish I talked to him more because it was rare to have other people like me that I could talk with out there, and I don't know why I ever forgot to think to even keep fucking getting up with him. Because then all of a sudden John tells me he's dead, he passed away, and I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna be there, drop of a hat. Say I said, like no, not even an issue. Somebody says something like that, or it's a friend of mine, I'm fucking there. Picked up my cousin that weekend, take him out to the funeral. I'm crying in his arms, man. It's fucking breaking my heart. And they're like, and I'm sitting there afterwards with his wife and stuff. And I'm like, Mormon, huh? And she's like, yeah, it was a shock to us too, surprise to us too, kind of thing. And I was like, so they didn't know. So Billy, who was like, last I knew, on the same page as me about trying to figure out the truth and whatnot, was now also seeking the truth, trying to seek Jesus and stuff, and he's going to a Mormon church. But either way, he didn't tell his fucking brother. You know what I'm saying? So like, obviously, he knew if he fucking told his brother, he knew his brother would be like, give him shit about it, or make him feel uncomfortable about it, or bother him about it. So he just probably never fucking talked to him about it, never told him. Because he was seeking the truth. And I told John, I was like, you realize when you insult me and mock me, you're mocking people like your brother. You know what I mean? You're mocking the memory of your brother and stuff like that. And he's like, just don't talk to me anymore then, blah, blah, cut me off. And I'm like saying all this stuff. I was like, dude, fucking be logical, blah, 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 this and this and this. Ridiculous. And then my other friend, he'll tell you that I'm not talking to him anymore. That will be like, oh, I always try to talk nice and normal to him, but he always wants to go on a diatribe and fucking tell me. No, you're the one who's always instigating me and provoking me and asking questions, and then when I answer your fucking questions, you act like a fucking asshole about it. And like, oh, I'm being the problem, and I'm fucking trying to lecture you or something. Just stop being fucking stupid. Two-faced fucking people. And so now, you know, now that John wants to be out, now I'm like, well, fuck, I don't even know if Andrew's fucking sane. Andrew might be totally fucking sane. You know what I mean? And so whatever, they're both fucking gone. The other one that wants to fucking pretend to be fucking nice and fucking family oriented and whatever bullshit, he's a fucking liar too. He's full of shit. Because he doesn't really want to fucking be friends and be friendly. He just wants to be fucking antagonizing. And then my cousin's the only one I talk to, and he says he straight up admits he's a far leftist lunatic, but I'm just like, whatever. We just don't talk about that shit. But and like my best friend, my very best friend since I was 13 years old, went fucking psychotic on me. When fuck got sober, I guess he's fucking sober. I tried helping him with quitting drinking since I quit drinking. Even before I quit drinking, I was like always trying to say, "Oh man, we can't do this anymore." You know what I mean? And I tried helping him so many times, and I gave him so many good information. He'd tell me how thankful and grateful he is, and tell me how it is, and what's right, and da da da. I'm a good friend. I'm his best friend. I love this guy. And then all of a sudden we're texting one day, and he's like, I'm feeling great. I'm like 2-3 days sober, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts saying some weird shit. I'm like, what are you saying? I'm like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Do you realize what you just fucking said to me? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. You're like the second person to say that. I'm like, he's like, but I feel really good, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and then he just started saying all this other weird shit, like how, like, I'm going to try to arrest him and his family and capture them and do bad. Like, he's just saying all this weird fucking off the top. What about my children and my grandchildren? And just like I'm gonna be like, he's like, okay, I understand, it's just the way it's gonna be, type of bullshit. Like, it was like this really like hyperbolic, like guilt trippy, woe was me, like, oh, I guess that's what you're gonna go be doing. God bless you and be cool, but I guess you're just gonna be on the side of, he thinks I'm gonna be on the side of a tyrant who's gonna come and put him in a camp and throw him away in Mexico. And just saying some of the most dumbest, retarded, most fucking shit I've ever fucking seen in my life. I'm like, just shut the fuck up. You fucking cinched the fucking deal. Now I have no fucking problem leaving this fucking place at all. Thanks a lot, Sam. Now I'm fucking free to know that I don't need to worry about giving a shit about any of you fucking idiots. And when I told my mom about everything that's happened with all you fucking morons, she said the smartest thing to me that she's probably ever said. She looked right at me and she said, they were never your friends. God bless you. Thank you for your time and patience with me.